taking on another team from the NFC, and that's the Atlanta Falcons. It's finally time for football as we're underway in Super Bowl 56. On the return, Walker. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
And he comes in off of a tremendous game in the NFC Championship round 2 weeks ago. This has been a team all season long that's really taken their identity from their quarterback, and he's been very vocal in days leading up to this game that he believes that this is their time, and he's going to do all he can to will them to a Super Bowl win.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second.
How about the defense there trying to set the tone on the very first play of the game?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a glow here tonight because they brought the heat right out of the gate. What a good job establishing a tone for this one.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. They'll look to throw. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down.
Well, as we get ready for 3rd down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on 2nd down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on 3rd and long.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Two things you can do in that situation: run and punt the football, or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. So here are the Falcons now as they get set for their opening possession. And a look here at their go-to guy under center.
And he comes in off of a tremendous game in the NFC Championship round. Been a team all season long that's really taken their identity from their quarterback, and he's been very vocal in days leading up to this game that he believes that this is their time, and he's going to do all he can to will them to a Super Bowl win.
And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. In on the tackle, the former All-Pro Chris Harris. He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot, because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front three, your front four, front five, whatever you've got in front of you to take up all the blocking, allow you to roam and hit, and that's what he did on that play.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Now Young. He gets it to his running back, Rashad Penny.
And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
I think that's how this defense is going to need to play these tight ends. Again, get right up on them and stay physical. And that paid off on that play, helping force that incompletion.
Young's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Young. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. So, Charles, first drive here, a little safe completion underneath, maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early. His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, got the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage, but now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter play. No score after 1 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now, Falcon football. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time. On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Third and goal, a big play in this Super Bowl.
Young working out of the gun. And down he goes misses. Pressure gets him back at the 14. And that sack brings up 4th and goal, a loss of 7. Big play.
He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
So out now comes the field goal unit for the Falcons. And his kick here is good. And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. So our initial drive of the night ends in 3 points. Maybe not exactly what this home crowd wanted, but they'll take the early lead.
They will take it. You're exactly right. Everybody wants a touchdown. But in this case, good opening drive, put points on the board. And a lot of coaches do believe the first team to score in the game, statistically, often ends up the winner.
The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return.
And he's going to be out of bounds here right at the 20-yard line. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
And just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on, catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Second down and 4.
Now back to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw it, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On the give, this is Collins running left. Not much room to run. Just gets it to the 35 after showcasing his tough running. The tackle was by the Boston College product, Harold Landry.
Second and 7.
And he'll get 2, maybe 3, up near the 37.
Well, at that rate, picking up 3 yards a carry, you and I both know that doesn't cut it in this league and trying to get first downs unless you're playing 4-down football. Then that's a whole different situation. But I don't think that's what they're trying to do here. 3rd and 4, though, is still manageable.
Back to throw here. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And he is going to have the Bucs first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
First and 10 at the 44-yard
line. 2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl.
Reminder coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report. Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or 2. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Clock running. The Bucs try to go quickly and get set. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete.
Good coverage on the outside, and I think that's where he wanted to check that down to. But once he saw the danger over there, he just threw that one over everyone's head. Smart play.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. They'll look to throw again. And Walker has it. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. And the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line.
And they may just be content to take this 3-point lead and head into the locker room.
On 1st and 10, Young. He finds his man, complete. That's Banks. And they work this well upfield across the 45. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Now here's Young. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
That was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Young's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing, Young. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 1st half. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. Young. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
And for the 2nd time tonight, his field goal unit comes out here. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And that will make it 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this 1st half as the kick's away.
On the return, Walker.
And he returns this to the 22. One more drive here for the Buccaneer offense in this 1st half. And we'll see how aggressive they want to be in these final stages before the half.
Final 17 seconds of the half here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. So it's halftime here on Sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. As we sit in our EA studios here in Orlando, here's John the Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, hi, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome everyone to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, let's take a look at the Texans stats from the first half for the Bucs. And they did not do much at all in terms of throwing the football in those first 2 quarters. That's going to need to improve if they want to erase this deficit. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in the Super Bowl. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Falcons ready to go back to work to start the third quarter. And I think you'd have to say their coaching staff, all things considered, had to be pleased with their performance in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Definitely pleased, doing their best not to show it to their team, of course, because as you and I both know, their mantra all season long has been finish. Get the job done. They know how close they are to lifting that trophy. One more solid half of football, and they can do exactly that.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Young off the play fake. Going for the deep ball. He's got him in. Complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards.
They came out with an aggressive mindset to start the third quarter, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them take more of these type of deep shots as this game moves along. They connected there. They expect to connect on more before this one's over.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Out of the gun, it's Young. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
But listen, when you've got the lead, there's absolutely no sense trying to fit a ball in where you shouldn't. You can see the coaching in his head taking place on that play because he saw he had a receiver in the area. He just put it well over his head, out of harm's way.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Young. He finds his man, complete. That's Brooks. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. And here's a handoff out of the gun. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. And their defense did its job, forcing the takeaway there to start the half, and now can the offense follow suit?
And you'd better believe that one side of the ball feeds off the work of the other, so they'll want to come out, establish some rhythm, and go down and take the lead.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is incomplete.
Third quarter of the biggest spectacle in sport, the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us, everybody. 2nd and 10. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, standing just about on his own goal line. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Another drive coming up for New York's offense.
And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Pierre Desir in on the stop.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Off the play fake, Young. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
A gain of 3, 2nd down. Young to throw it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
First and 10, Young. Over the middle, complete. It's Brooks. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Super Bowl. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the fourth. Young on first down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
2nd and 10. Young is set to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Rashad Penny, and now it's 3rd down.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have him looking at 3rd and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And his kick is right there. It's good. And that will make our score 9-0. So that, CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. On the return, Walker. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. And we're at the time in this Super Bowl where, look, they need points, and they need them badly. Trailing here in the 4th quarter as they begin this drive 1st and 10. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Caught on the right side, Reed. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that on your side.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet. Not
a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Throw left side complete. That's Reed. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 42.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Again, he'll drop to throw. Incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
The Bucs on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's got his big tight end here. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bucs try it on 4th down to come up empty. And the Falcons' defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. So now with a 2-minute warning coming up fast, that puts a mammoth dent in their comeback hopes.
I like how you phrased it. It's a dent because there's still opportunity. They've got to get the ball back on defense, obviously twice. But guess what? This thing is not close to being over. They need to go ahead and play it out.
Not over. As you said, 2-score game still. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now he'll try to run with this. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. And he will get this to the midfield stripe, but that's not going to be enough. He's a few yards short. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. The Falcons send out their punter as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. So now the Bucs down by 9. 1:50 to play. They've come so far this year, but they need 2 quick scores late in this Super Bowl. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he gets this out to Foster on the right side. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did. First down now, but that clock rolling.
He'll drop to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Clock rolling here, about to hit 30 seconds. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Past the 20. And they move this all the way down to the 9. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. They'll look to throw. That'll be caught right side by Reed. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. That's good for a gain of 6, second and goal.
And they ran just a little underneath route here on first and goal, but there's really not a whole lot of room to operate this close to the goal line. He's just not able to get loose after the catch.
Second and 3. And it's caught. He's got it for a late touchdown. But probably a little too late. It would take a miracle of epic proportions if they're going to pull this one off. Coming from where they were, they knew this was going to be tough. But they got the touchdown. Now they need the miracle, the onside kick and a little extra.
Yeah, and you have to get the onside kick and not have the ball bounce around a lot and eat up time. You want to be able to grab it, possess it, and get your offense out there for what you just termed a miracle last chance.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And they're back within a couple at 9-7 now. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least one play. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. With no timeouts remaining, though, now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
And it's over. The Lombardi Trophy belongs to the Falcons. Yes, the Atlanta Falcons are the Super Bowl champions. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they? Nope. That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs, you see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want to carry you around a little bit on my shoulders to celebrate the triumph. And congratulations to them, a fantastic season.